ever pondered about Joe Biden's first job? Was he a lifeguard at a pool or a secret rock star? Now let's take a trip down memory lane back to the early life of Joe Biden. Born into a blue-collar family in the year 1942, young Joe was raised on the sturdy values of hard work and perseverance in the heartlands of Pennsylvania and Delaware. Life wasn't always smooth sailing for Joe. He had a stutter, a hurdle he worked tirelessly to overcome. Imagine the tenacity it takes to beat such a challenge. But that's Joe for you, always up for a battle. Now here's a fun tidbit. Picture young Biden, donned in his lifeguard uniform, patrolling the poolside. One of his most memorable encounters? A showdown with a gang leader known as Corn Pop. Yes, you heard it right. Before he was facing down political opponents in the Senate, Joe was tackling ruffians at the local pool. So, from lifeguard to lawmaker, our dear Joe has surely made a splash. Did you know Biden's political career sparked from the desire to not get a real job? Now isn't that a plot twist? It's true, by the way. In the early 70s, young Joe Biden, fresh out of law school, found himself drawn to the world of politics more than the courtroom. In fact, it was in 1970 that Biden made his first foray into the political arena, securing a seat on the Newcastle County Council. Not a glamorous start, mind you. But hey, every political journey has to start somewhere, right? And Joe, he was just getting warmed up. Now here's where it gets interesting. His law degree, you see, was just a stepping stone to his real passion, politics. Yes, you heard that right. Biden was more interested in crafting laws than arguing them in court. A bit like purchasing a fancy sports car, only to use it for grocery shopping, don't you think? 2 years later, Biden made the leap from local politics to the big leagues. In 1972, he was elected to the US Senate. But it wasn't all rainbows and sunshine, folks. Tragedy struck shortly after his election, when he lost his wife and daughter in a car accident. It was a devastating blow, but Biden soldiered on, honoring their memory by dedicating himself to public service. From councilman to senator, Biden was climbing the political ladder faster than a cat up a tree. And as we all know, that was just the beginning of his journey. But more on that in the next scene. Imagine going from being Barack Obama's sidekick to becoming the main man himself. Now that's what I call a career upgrade. Joe Biden's time as vice president under Barack Obama was anything but dull. It was during this stint that America got a glimpse of Biden's cheeky charm and quick wit. Remember the bromance? Oh yes, the internet was flooded with memes highlighting the camaraderie between the dynamic duo. Biden and Obama, quite literally, became the poster boys of political friendship. But it wasn't all fun and games. Biden had his fair share of gaffes. Who could forget the time he called Obamacare a big fine deal on live television? Or when he told a wheelchair-bound politician to stand up and take a bow. Classic Joe. But in all seriousness, these moments, these mishaps, they painted Biden as relatable, approachable, and dare I say it, human. Following his vice presidency, Biden decided to take a swing at the big leagues. In 2020, he launched his presidential campaign, promising to restore the soul of America. It was a tough fight, especially against the flamboyant and unpredictable Donald Trump. But Biden, with his decades of political experience and his signature aviator sunglasses, managed to clinch the victory. And, oh, did I mention? He made history by doing so. At the ripe age of 78, Biden became the oldest president in US history. It just goes to show, age is just a number when you've got the spirit of a fighter. So, from sidekick to superhero, Biden sure knows how to stick around in the White House. So, what have we learned about Joe today? Apart from his obvious love for aviator sunglasses and ice cream. Well, we've journeyed through his humble beginnings, where he was just a regular Joe, to his political awakening, which was probably less of an aha moment and more of a, oh, this is interesting. We've seen him swim through the tides of vice presidency, and now he's doing the backstroke in the presidential pool. And let's not forget the occasional slip of the tongue that sends the media into a frenzy. And there you have it, folks, the life of Joe Biden. A lifeguard, a senator, a vice president, and now a president. Talk about a career upgrade.